Okay, guys, this is the end of my first ever American trip, my first ever Adepticon, and this video is going to be all about my experiences and how it was, so it should be a fun one.
Adepticon. I was nearly out of hobby, so I bought some more. So as most of you will know by now, I did in fact attend my very first Adepticon. I am back since yesterday. I powered through the entire day to fight jet lag, and then I slept for 12 hours straight, and now I am up, I am bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and ready to talk about the obscene amount of money that I spent getting some awesome new toys while I was there. So this should be a fun little video. Okay, as you guys can see, I have indeed spent a whole heap of money and treated myself. This whole trip was pretty much, obviously it was a work thing for me. I was trying to do a little bit of networking, meeting some other creators and some other businesses and all that kind of stuff. I can't just justify jumping up and going across this just for myself, but I definitely did treat a lot of the trip for myself as well, and mostly in the purchases that I made were very much for me. So let's quickly go through some of the things that I got that I'm really excited about, some things that are going to be cool projects on the channel, and other things that are for other people, because obviously when you go over there you get asked to get yourself a bunch of things and some gifts for some other people as well. So we're going to start with what I'm obviously wearing right now, and here's my second one. It is the beautiful new Adepticon 25 hoodie. This is the Adepticon symbol and it is incredible. I'm currently still wearing my one. This one is of course for Laura, the boss. She has to get her own hoodie or I will be killed. The biggest thing that I treated myself to, and one thing that I think will be an amazing video series on the channel, is something that I've always wanted, and it is of course the XK139 Taunar Supremacy Armor Suit. And I pretty much got the one that's silhouetted here. The triple cannons on top is amazing. It's my favorite one that like looks, and then some other arms with some different cannons. I got the Supremacy Ion Cannon and the Fusion Eradicator. These did come in a box, like a white box all night, but I had to take that box and throw it away so these things would fit my suitcase. So these parts all got jammed in. There's the triple cannons in bubble wrap still. So hopefully nothing got like damaged or broken. I don't think it did, but you know, just in case. So that for me was a really big luxury purchase. I bought it on like the third day as I was nosing around. I had no intentions of picking this up whatsoever, but it's something that I've always wanted. And every time I go onto the Games Workshop website and kind of look around, it's always sold out. So the fact that I got to walk up and there was like 4 of them on the shelves, I was like, yes, yes, give me this. So this was my big, like, selfish purchase, and I'm really excited to get stuck into that and get it painted up. It will be lots and lots and lots and lots of fun. Okay, you guys know that I have been excited about Silver Bayonet for a little bit of time now, and I've yet to really delve into a place in proper games or get any proper forces built up. That's not to say that I haven't been slowly but surely amassing certain box sets that will be really good for making gangs for that game. So like, it's not like it hasn't been in my background. I haven't been kind of setting myself up for it, but it was really nice to actually see the proper Silver Bayonet stuff on the shelves. And I treated myself to 5 blisters. 2 of them are of course for the boss Laura. She's doing an Egyptian campaign, so I got these two for her, which is of course the awesome mummy in the sarcophagus set, which is really, really cool. And this one, which basically has the character from the mummy done in it, so why not? And for me, obviously, I just got a couple of extra guys, some agents. I got a Knight Hospitaller and a Native Scout, just because the models were absolutely cool and I really wanted them. And same for these guys. These are skeleton Napoleonic soldiers. It's really hard to tell on pewter, but obviously I'll show you them when I get them painted up. But it's guys in perfect like Napoleonic British style uniforms. Skeletons and their like knees are poking through and arms and skeleton hands. I just think they're really cool, really interesting to paint, and I can't wait for them. I picked two of these up at a game store called Old Guard Games. They are owned by Badger Games as well. The store is owned by that company. So if you know Badger Games, big, huge online retailer. So obviously they had a lot of money, a lot of backing. So they opened this incredible store here, Old Guard Games. I'm going to send some pictures across to Laura. Maybe she can flash them up on screen now so you can see. It was without a doubt the most beautiful hobby store that I have ever been to, and it's something you guys deserve. Their mascot is, of course, a Napoleon's Old Guard Regiment guy. So they have him sculpted up, and he's so beautiful. So I picked up one for me and one for a friend of mine with that. The Baron Wars is there. They were launching their second edition of their game. I've never really looked at their first edition game, to be honest with you, but it looks like a cool setting. And they were giving away these free Knight guy. Will he focus? At their booth, so I managed to pinch myself one of those, and I'm going to paint that up. I also treated myself to the first ever Creature Caster model. Creature Caster is obviously, you know, they're known for being some of the best sculpted miniatures in the world. There's no doubts about that. If there's any mainstream like mega painting competition where there's no rules on what company models you can apply, you bet your ass there's going to be a whole heap of Creature Caster models on display. I once again had no intentions of buying one of these guys until I saw the painted up version of them in the cabinets. Once again, I will try and send a picture across, and maybe Laura can insert it here so you can see the reason why I purchased this. But it was a real, saw that model and went, where's that guy on the shelf? I'm buying him right now. So I picked him up. So he's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to put a lot of time and effort into him, not to enter in any particular painting competition, but just because he deserves it, I think. We'll talk about this guy at the end, so we'll talk about him just at the end there. I got some of these from the Artist Opus booth. So the Artist Opus booth have these really cool like painting panel kind of things, and they're for practice. Obviously they may cast these guys themselves. In the future, I plan on doing my own painting classes, something you guys can sign up to, travel across to, or I can travel across and do them in some other countries and stuff like that. You guys can sign up. This is the kind of thing that I think would be really cool to have like sprayed and ready and on everyone's table at the start of the day. And then as we work through the day, we work through painting up all these different textures and techniques and plank transfers and weathering and shiny swords and gemstone. You know what I mean? It's got like almost everything you want. He has one of these as well, which just has like 50 faces on it. So you can spend the day working on faces, which I think would be incredible as well. So I would love to like obviously work with Artist Opus. Maybe they could sponsor some of the classes and send some of these over for to be used in it. I just think they're an amazing idea as a product. And kudos to them for thinking about it and making them up. So big love for them. These were once again another thing. While I was wandering through, I ended up chatting to the guy who runs Gunfighter's Ball. He's actually the sculptor I was talking to. I didn't realize it was the sculptor when I was originally standing at the booth. I am a big Western fan. Like, I mean a big Western fan. I think Westerns are the best genre of movies. I love them so much. I grew up watching them with my dad, so they have a lot of sentimental value with me. And because I'd watched and seen so many of them, like I was pointing out all the different characters because the guy had sculpted them off of movie characters. So I was like, oh my God, that's Emilio Estevez from Young Guns. And oh, there's Wild Bill Hickok standing there. And I was like, oh, you even got the barber right from, oh, it's so cool. Like, and obviously the guy picked up on my excitement and knew that I knew the movies and the characters. So he started talking to me quite a lot. And he brought me over to his cabinets where they were all beautifully painted up. And he started showing me also like all the other different characters that he has from movies. He even had people like from like the Three Amigos were all done up. Now, obviously he had to use slightly different names or else he'd have to pay IP for about 9 million movies, which is not something that anyone really wants to do. But it was really cool. I told him that my favorite movie of all time ever was Tombstone. And then he quickly showed me that there is indeed an Earp faction with those characters sculpted up, and then the cowboy faction as the bad guys, and it's Johnny Ringo literally right there. So very excited. Ended up impulse of buying these two. I probably would have bought a starter set for the game, But I noticed these kind of late in the con and they were already fully sold out, which is unfortunate, but that is a-okay. Another little present for the boss Laura is, of course, a beautiful bust for her to paint up. An amethyst shaman, or an amethyst shaman. It's a stunning one. It's from the Creepy Tables. These guys had a very, very nice stall and some really, really stunning stuff. I saw this model in person, in its flesh, so I'm not just guessing by the picture. And I immediately knew that it was the perfect one for her. So then I went to another stall and got her a nice plinth so she can mount it on it and have a really fun time painting that up. She also got an alien queen. She saw that the company was doing a new RPG based around the aliens thing, and then she sent me a task to see if I could find any alien miniatures. This is the best I could do. I don't think it's particularly amazing, honestly. So I might try and 3D print something a little bit better than this. And this is supposed to represent the alien queen. I don't know about you, but I don't think that looks particularly good. But I was set a task and I did my task. Okay, on to, of course, the event exclusive miniatures from Games Workshop. So we have the First of the Faithful and the Throat Bite character for Skaven. I have a set for me. I have a set for Lord Araldaron and a set for Tim Shabby. So these are two of my good friends. So I managed to come away from the con with 3 of them. You are only allowed to buy 3 of each character. Now, I know I could have, gone away and gone and picked up 3 more. And, that would have, they probably wouldn't have known. But I think that would have been rude and disrespectful, because one of the things I realized was, like, I started the con on the Wednesday, but then a lot of people's first day of their con was Friday. And then a lot of people's first day of the con was like Saturday. They came just for like the weekend and stuff. So I don't think it would have been fair, because you could say, oh, well, everyone had a chance to buy it as soon as it opened. No, that's not particularly the case. Even if there was loads of them left after 2 or 3 days, someone's first day could have been Sunday, and I don't think it's fair purchasing more than you were allowed. They had that limit set for a reason, so I respected it. I got my 3 of each, and 2 of my boys will be very happy. The rest, unfortunately, will be a little bit disappointed, but that's the best that I could do. I also managed to pick up this guy for myself. Thanks to Blood Medusa, I already have the Rook miniature organized, the event models from last year, but I also managed to get Hunter Strikes. So now I'm totally up to date once again with all of the new plastic Kroot, which made me very happy. Another thing I picked up for myself is I wanted to get my Redgrass Games small wet palette back up and running. I have recently ran out of stuff for it, material. It's actually in a pretty bad way right now. And I've moved over to the Squidmar large palette. And I must say, although it is the most beautiful looking wet palette ever, I'm not a big fan of the large amount of real estate. I honestly think those wet palettes are too big for me. So I'm moving back over to the small one. So I bought 100 sheets and a brand new sponge. So I'm going to have that thing cleaned up and ready to go very, very soon. This made me very happy. I know it's only a small thing, but it's really good. Moving back over to other purchases from the Warhammer booth. I think this was meant to be, because I wandered over there a little bit late, and all of the Old World stuff was pretty much sold out. I went over looking specifically for some of the new resin characters, and all the dwarves were gone, the chaos gone, orcs gone, everything was gone, except for one of each of the new Empire wizards. And for me, I took that as an immediate sign, and I grabbed all 3 of them. So now the Old World Wednesday videos for the next few weeks are going to be pretty awesome and pretty cool. I'm very excited to have these finally in my collection. I will try and hunt down the rest of those characters sometime soon. One Page Rules gave me a free model at their booth, and a dice because I was a subscriber / follower. It's a skinky sci-fi dude. Not really my thing, but I got given that anyway. What else did we get? There was a Star Trek game called Into the Unknown, and this is the USS Defiant sample. They had a very limited number of these to hand out in the con. I actually didn't have time to run a demo game, but I ran over to the booth when I saw it, because I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and especially because I saw the Defiant. I saw a tiny little beautiful Defiant model. In fact, I'm going to get this guy out. Give me 1 second. This is the Defiant model that I got. It's super well detailed. It's a super beautiful sculpt. It's really well done to scale. So it was like this and a Galaxy class were next to each other, and the Galaxy class was like 50 times this size. It was incredible looking. And yeah, it was once again those excitement things. I saw the Defiant and I ended up talking to the guy at the booth about the Defiant for like 5 minutes. And then he was like, we have a very small number of these exclusive Defiants to give out at the con, and he gave me one. So big thank you to the guy for doing that. I got some boring stuff, some Artis Opus sponges for my dry brush palette thingy. Really cool, didn't know they did those separately. Here's another one that I was particularly excited about, which is ArcWorld. ArcWorld is from Warp Miniatures. It's their specific game, and I have followed these guys. I've been buying their STL files off them, their monthly subscription, for years, like literally years, because I love the kind of wacky, kind of cartoony aesthetic of the models. I think they're just beautiful. And I've been really excited to chat to these guys and actually get some more physical products in my hands. So when I got excited to go to the booth, I went there. I took a long time to pick the two gangs that I decided to go for. Inevitably went for halflings, because if anybody knows me, they know I like halflings. And then the kind of Empire-y soldier style dudes, the Imperial Starter Warband. I also picked up their rulebook, so maybe I can get a game in with them. And then another specific miniature they have for an upcoming warband. They had a kind of first look exclusive dude, so I bought him as well. So very excited to get them painted up and have a little bit of fun with them moving forward. Of course, we shan't forget stickers and swag from other creators and other companies and stuff that I managed to get my hands on, which was really cool. A lot of people like their dog stuff, which I am all the time here for. So big kudos to anyone who gave me those. Obviously, the problem with creators and stuff giving me stuff like this, I don't know who it was. I have no idea the creator. I don't know. He's like, his dog is cool. I'm glad I have stickers of his dog, but if it was his dog with his logo or his name or something, that might be a little bit useful, because I don't know what these are for. But anyway, I got some Color Forge stuff. Snarling podcast was there. That was really cool. Gotten to meet Uncle Adam for the first time. Got to talk to the Eldritch Foundry guys properly, and a bunch of other stuff, including Goblin Hobbies. I got to sit down across the table with eBay Miniature Rescues and Goobertown, talk about their awesome new stenciled palette thingies, and have a go for myself. Failed the first 2 times, then I got the hang of how you roll, and then I was stamping away and having a great time. So very cool product. Once again, as I sat down and started chatting, some guy tipped him on the shoulder and was like, yeah, we're out of the wet pallets now, or out of the pallets now. So I missed out on getting myself a set of these by about, I don't know, 5 minutes. But eBay did say he would send me a set to play around with, so hopefully he follows through on that and I managed to get a set soon. We're now going to move over to this. Why do I have a Red Bull tag? Why do I have this in my pile of swag? Well, I'm going to tell you why I have this. This is a pull tab off of the largest can of Red Bull that I've ever managed to get my hands on. Why did I keep the tab of it? Well, let me tell you. I was saving this for a long flight. That was going to keep me going while I was on the plane. Now, Laura, she told me that on my layover that security was at the gate, so that when I landed from my first flight, I could go outside the airport and have a look around the city a little tiny bit and have a look at the New York skyline or whatever, and then just wander back into the airport and I wouldn't have to go through security again, the same as before. Well, let me tell you, she was mistaken. And as I wandered out of the airport, had a quick look around at nothing because
I was at JFK Airport, and as I wandered back in, I couldn't go back the way I came out. So I had to go back in the main terminal and join the largest queue known to man during my layover, which was 3 hours, which now is going to be taken up mostly by queue. And I had to stand there in that queue and down the biggest can of Red Bull ever. So just to shame her, I'm going to keep this tab forever and constantly point at her saying that advice for traveling should not be taken by her ever. Just so, thanks for that.
Anyway, moving on. Talked to the guys from Turbo Dork, bought the only Turbo Dork paint that I was missing because they brought it back out as a special edition, and treated myself to a Turbo Dork hat. I wasn't really a pink guy until I played Cyberpunk, and now pink is just stuck in my brain as just this awesome color. So when I saw the Turbo Dork hat, it came in like blue and red and orange, and it didn't come with orange, so I would have bought the orange one, but it came with the traditional Turbo Dork pink, and I just had to buy it. I don't even think it's going to look particularly good on my big bald head, but as a piece on a shelf or whatever, I think that's really cool. I also managed to get from Games Workshop the Empire transfer sheet, which I missed out on originally. And Tim Shabby was the one who was like, hey man, you should definitely go and see if they have those transfer sheets. I was like, I'm gonna look, but they definitely don't. They absolutely did. So I managed to get that. Cost me a fortune, but it was very much worth it. Double badges, because I paid for a badge, and then I told them I was coming and they gave me a press badge for free. Did not know that. So wasted my money buying this, but just to be safe. So now I've got two con badges. I think we're pretty much there with the swag. Sarah Skittles for Laura. She wanted American style Sarah Skittles because she loves them. Oh no, it's not. There was also, well, yeah, okay. Well, let's talk very quickly about 2 other things. One, there is a gigantic bits trader at the event. If any of you have been to Adepticon, you know exactly who I'm talking about. This guy sets up early. It's from 12 o'clock on the Wednesday that it's available for you to scoot around and look at his, honestly, hundreds of thousands of miniatures he brought for you to root through, have a look at them, and buy some cool models. I got the original Vlad von Karstein model, Once again, I'm kind of playing around with a lot of older Scud style models for my old world armies, funnily enough. So he is going to lead my new Vampire Counts army for that. It's a cool old model. I love it. I've seen it painted up really nice. So I'm going to do my best with that. The second purchase that I managed to get is a Slanesh Noise Marine Dreadnought from Forge World. And before everybody chimes in, I'm fully aware that Hellbrutes are no longer an item which can be taken in an Emperor's Children army. I don't care. I'm going to take one anyway. I only play really casually against my friends, and no one is really going to care if I take the Hellbrute profile and add that into my Emperor's Children army. Count the noise cannons as las cannons or whatever, just have a bit of fun with it. It's I love the old Forge World Dreadnoughts. I wish I had more of them. I currently just have the Night Lord one, this one, and the old Chaplain one, so hopefully that collection will grow as time goes on and I can get my hands on more. So this was a really nice gem to find. Now unfortunately it's missing its backpack. All these models are secondhand, so the previous owner like dropped it and the backpack pinged off the power pack. So I'm gonna hopefully find a 3D print that I can get my hands on and reprint that part, just a a Dreadnought backpack, and get that included. So there is of course that. And then last but by no means least, of course, I attended the reveals, which were absolutely incredible. I'll be talking about them on my stream tonight over on Twitch. So if you're keen to check them out, then do that there. For Russ and the All Father. So the people that did attend the event, sorry, I opened it from the other end for some reason, were gifted a Space Wolf miniature long before they're actually out. So it is the one of the new kind of Grey Hunter kits or Bloodclaw kits, depending on what transfers you give it or whatever. So it's got all the nice Space Wolf iconography on it. Wolf tail talismans and wolf tooth necklaces hanging off it and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing this as a video this week to show you guys some of the details and how awesome the new Space Wolves are. But I'm very happy to be probably the first person in Ireland holding a brand new Space Wolf miniature. We've been waiting a long time for this, so I'm very happy to bring that to you guys. So very cool that Games Workshop handed these out at the event for free, and we get to play around with them. So okay guys, that was the swag that I picked up from Adepticon. Please do let me know what you think the coolest thing I got is, and please do let me know in the comments if there's anything specific that you would like to see videos on or video series on, if it's something big like the Towner, and you can obviously follow along that journey there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Those three things cost you nothing, not a penny. Just a little bit of time, and obviously it makes the world of me for the growth of the channel and how many people get to see this video. So please do that, and thank you in advance for that. If you want to help support the channel even further, there's of course things like the YouTube membership down below, or becoming a member of the Patreon. Like I said, they're all linked down below. Access to private Discord server, extra video every single week, and a bunch of extra different rewards for being part of the Discord are all included with that. So if that sounds like something that excites you, please do check it out. Thank you guys so much, and without you guys I wouldn't have been able to go to Adepticon, so from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for that. I can't wait to go next year. Laura will of course be attending. I definitely was missing out on her being there for many different reasons, so obviously a condolence shirt and some toys don't really make up for it, so we will definitely be dragging her along next year and having an even better time then. So thank you guys so much. See you in the next one.